Week 3, here we go. Good morning, everyone. It's a snow day. Yeah, this good old snow day here has kind of just become a joke everywhere because it's not actually snowing. It was just like raining all morning, but there was some like crazy thunder, and I think it's supposed to like get worse tonight, so maybe it's for the best. But yeah, we got off school and I woke up at like 10 in the morning. It was crazy. I've had some beautiful alone time, which is impossible to get in a city, so it's been really nice. I'm here with my mug that I made. Isn't that cool? It's just the right amount of coffee because it's the size of my face. Alright, so busy week for me. Probably one of the busiest weeks I've ever experienced. My boyfriend was here for a very long time. That was awesome. He was on spring break in the winter. I had a show open, which was great, we're gonna talk about that. School is very tough right now because we're right kind of a couple weeks before our spring break, so things are really buckling down. Very overwhelmed. First kind of thing I want to talk about is the fact that, yeah, you saw some film of me not in New York. So what was that about? So this is kind of my topic for today. A huge thing I went through this week was I actually got hired to play violin for a musical at a theater in Rahway, which is about, I don't know, about 30 minutes outside of the city. And yeah, it was a good time. It's actually running again this weekend as well, but we kind of went right into Tech Week and then shows. Something a lot of people don't know about instrumentalists in shows, like the musicians, like if you go to see a show, a musical or a play like with live instruments, usually musicians are brought in like the week before or something like that. Like musicians don't get a lot of time to rehearse with actual shows, usually, like with musicals. It depends though. Sometimes like musicians are brought in a little sooner. If there isn't, I mean, a lot of times I get asked to play for a show that might not necessarily actually have violin music. It's just like, well, you play the violin and let's figure out a part somewhere. So that usually takes a little longer. The topic today is the idea of survival job, or I've also heard it called survival job. Hold on, I'm forgetting the word. I have to look it up. Yeah, Google's telling me moonlighting is the word, but that's not what I'm talking about. So, okay, anyway, a survival job, a side gig, a hobby, something aside from your primary focus. Whoa, that was cool. Something aside from your primary occupation, but usually pays the bills and makes money. So for an artist, an entrepreneur in New York City who is trying to survive as an artist, people do things like survival jobs. Now my primary occupation right now is a student, because I am a student, and I try to do things that improve my performance ability with that. But I'm also at school in New York, so I'm really poor. So to make money, my violin has become my survival job or side gig or moonlighting opportunity, I guess. It's the thing that I love to do, but it also makes me money, and I'm usually pretty okay at it. So that's kind of what I was focusing on this week. I found a gig, and it was super challenging and really awesome, playing a show I'd never played before, didn't really know the music for. Learned most of the music in like a week, which was crazy. It happened. My neighbors were not thrilled, but that show opened last week, so I was able to go ahead and do that. So I think the one thing I want to talk today about, like in terms of being an entrepreneur or a young person trying to succeed and make it in your artistic endeavors, you're gonna have to compromise a little bit and sometimes do things that aren't directly exactly what you want to do. So sometimes for me that's usually music. It helps me kind of be fulfilled artistically and usually make money. A lot of people know this. I'll probably like put some pictures in the video, but I play in the subway. It's called busking. But I play and that's how I make a lot of money. It's also how I get funny looks when I go home back to small town Mechanicsburg to my bank and I show up with a stack of ones coming home from college in New York. That's always the worst. But so that's the idea of survival job is the topic of discussion for today. So I'm interested kind of like maybe if you have an idea of a survival job, something that you've done. I know a lot of artists, sometimes they're crafters, they have like Etsy pages. A lot of actors are also waiters and waitresses. They talk about that being a survival job. It's not always something that you enjoy doing, but it's the thing that pays the bills and it helps you do what you actually want to end up doing, which is usually performing. So, yeah, that's our topic for today.